Hello, Buffaloes. Today we are going to work on mastering argument essays. Um, an argument is not what you're normally used to. Um, Writing an argument in English language arts is more putting it on paper, taking a position and proving or providing evidence to prove your claim. So it's not just a matter of I'm right, no, I'm right, and that whole thing. This is more organized, more civilized, and it allows you to um, take a position and provide proof to convince your audience that your claim is true. Okay, so let's look at what we're looking at. All right. So since we are writing the essay, we're going to compose a structured argument essay and use the writing process steps of planning, writing, and revising. We're going to incorporate evidence from our class texts, and we're going to support our thesis on belonging. So a couple of vocabulary terms you need to be aware of. So we have a thesis or claim. That's the main argument or stance in an essay. This always comes at the end of the introduction paragraph. We have evidence, which is supporting information from text to support our claim, and analysis, explanation of how evidence supports our thesis. There's also another point to this, which is a counter argument, and that is the opposing position. So our prompt today is, do people need to belong? And so what you're going to do is you're going to take a position on that prompt. Do people need to belong? Yes or no? It's pretty simple. And so you're going to take a statement, and then you're going to tell us why. And that's going to go in the main idea. This becomes the thesis. So let's say people need to belong to a society group because it gives them confidence, it gives them feedback, and it promotes relationships. Something along those lines. Then that sets it up. The two main reasons in your thesis. People need to belong to a society group because it promotes confidence. It supports relationships or builds relationships. That would probably be the two that I would focus on. So I would use confidence over here. All right. And relationships over here. The opposing argument up here then would be people do not need to belong to societal groups because some people prefer to be alone. All right. All right. So going down here to confidence, you need to give examples to support why people need to belong to build confidence. And you might talk about how confidence helps you move through life. It helps you create self-esteem. It helps you belonging to a group gives you a better mental health perspective. Does that make sense? And then you could use like Stargirl or Larry as a text example. You could also bring in the 3 articles we read in the book. So Doll's House, you could talk about the 2 different families in the doll's house. You could talk about Everyone is a Little Weird, so you could bring in Ben Franklin. And you could also bring in Revenge of the Geeks. Okay, so all those texts are available to you. The reason number 2 is it builds relationships. And then you might also talk about how building relationships helps with mental health, helps support a healthy perspective, that kind of thing. And then once again, you would give examples from the text to support how relationships are, people need to belong in order to build relationships. Up here on the opposing argument, you're going to talk about why people don't need to belong, okay? And then give examples for that. That's your counter argument and the evidence. All right, so the essay structure, you're going to have a hook and a claim. People need to belong because, or people do not need to belong because. And don't worry about the hook right now, not in the pre-writing stage. Or in the rough draft stage. We're not going to worry about that. We want to focus on the claim and the body paragraphs, okay? So people need to belong because my topic sentence would be belonging to groups helps people develop confidence. All right? And then I would talk about maybe Stargirl or Larry and what groups they belong to. So Stargirl, obviously, cheerleading, and Larry had Josh had Beth and the Larry group and the Larry Fest group. We would also talk about, see, it says 2 pieces of evidence. So another one might be how confidence helps us have a better mindset about our futures. It helps us set goals and attain them, that kind of thing. The other body paragraph is going to be about relationships, and people need to belong to a society group because it helps them develop relationships. And then you would talk about, then that topic sentence would be along those lines. So how did Stargirl and Larry develop relationships? So on and so forth. The third body paragraph is going to be your counterclaim. It's going to be the opposing argument. So then whatever one you didn't pick here goes here. So some might believe people do not need to belong because, and then you're going to give evidence and reasoning. Then the conclusion of your paper is going to be the rebuttal. Why is the counterclaim wrong? Summarize your main points from the body paragraphs here, and then give a concluding thought. The claim is the central idea of the essay, the need for belonging. An example might be belonging fulfills emotional needs and drives social behavior. You're going to support your argument using quotes from what we've read in class. You can use quotes or you can paraphrase so you can refer to what happened in the stories in your own words. Make sure you give credit to the authors both inside your paragraph and on a works cited. I have given you the format that you need to use. Then you're going to watch this video. And then that will be your rough draft. Then we're going to come back and you're going to add an introduction next class. And that's basically putting in a hook and a background statement in addition to your claim, like we've done here. And here's an example. You want to engage with a thought-provoking statement about belonging. You want to introduce the relevant texts and how each text relates to the concept of belonging, and then state your thesis or claim. Your body paragraphs. Okay, so you use the evidence from the text, and this kind of walks you through how would you develop your topic sentence, your evidence, and your explanation. Remember, in your body paragraphs, you need 2 examples or 2 pieces of evidence. It clearly states the main idea of the paragraph, for the topic sentence, provides a specific example, analyzes the evidence to show how it supports the topic sentence, and then you link back how does it reinforce the argument. MLA format will be required for the final copy. That means it will be typed in Times New Roman 12-point font. It must be double spaced. The sources must be cited in the paragraph and on the work cited. Otherwise, it's plagiarism and will receive a 0. It should be about 300 words or 5 paragraphs. You will need to have a header, and we will go through that next class. And then the heading. You will submit the final online in Canvas before midnight or 11 o'clock on Monday night. So we've covered the essay structure, the introduction, body, and conclusion, the use of evidence, how to support arguments with text, giving clear arguments, stating and supporting your viewpoint, convincing readers effectively, the format that's required for English classes. It looks like this. And remember, structure plus evidence equals a strong argument. All right, let's get to work.